All right, let's go to the phones and see what is on people's minds at 617-830-4750. Starting today with our caller from the 216 area code. Caller from 216, what's your name? Where are you calling from today?
Hi, David. I'm Connor. I'm calling from Cleveland.
Hey, Connor, what's up?
So I was listening to a Facebook live stream from Heather Cox Richardson, a professor at Boston College.
Right.
And she proposed something interesting.
Oh, boy. Connor, you're breaking up, my friend. She proposed what? You're breaking up.
She proposed, how did McConnell know that Hillary wasn't going to win when he blocked the nomination of Merrick Garland?
Right.
How did he know that Hillary wasn't going to win? Is it just luck, or did he know something?
No, I don't. I mean, listen, it's a gamble, right? I mean, you might block it or you might not. If your guy gets in, then Trump picks the replacement. It's not a guarantee. I mean, is the idea that it implies some kind of rigged election or something like that?
That seemed to be her thought. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, I haven't heard what she said, but if you say if you block this for a year, you might give the pick to a Republican, and if not, listen, you still delayed it, and okay, Hillary gets to pick, but you at least had a shot at it. It doesn't, to me, say that something conspiratorial necessarily happened.
Interesting. So the chances are that Biden would go ahead and nominate Garland if he gets the chance.
I have absolutely no idea. I don't know that Merrick Garland. I mean, that was years ago. I've no clue. There's so many people that could be chosen from. I've not heard anything about Biden and Merrick Garland.
Mm. Yeah. Well.
All right, Connor, thank you very much. I appreciate the call. Certainly something to think about. Let's go next to our caller from the 510 area code. Who's calling today from 510?
Hey, David. This is Arash from California.
Hey, Arash, what's up?
Yeah. So I kind of have a two-part question.
Okay.
Firstly, from my general understanding, when it comes to economic development in third world countries, some of the main contributing factors are for growth are things like education, the infusion of foreign capital, the transference of soft skills and foreign technology. With that in mind, do you think that policies involving forced technology transfer, that is the practice in which a domestic government requires foreign businesses to share their tech/soft skills in exchange for market access, is that a desirable thing for developing countries with a large market, right? And this is the second part now. If it is a good thing, do you think that the rise of multilateral trade agreements, which gives stronger protections against FTT through the enforcement of intellectual property rights and the ability to bring nations to court when investor-state dispute settlement hurt the ability of those countries to engage in FTT?
The answer to all of those questions is it depends, and it has to be looked at on a case-by-case basis. And to be clear, I'm not picking on you here when I say this, Arash, but that's the exact type of question where if you're looking for a yes or no answer, you're essentially thinking about this the wrong way, because the answers to those questions would depend on what types of technologies are we talking about? Which countries are we talking about? What are the underlying industries and employment circumstances of those countries? What currency is the prevailing reserve currency in those countries, and how does that relate to the country in which the businesses they're looking to buy operate? There's no possible way that I could say yes, that's good, and no, it's not a concern about the arbitration. It's such a huge issue. I don't see any simple answer to it.
Yeah. I guess I was thinking it from the perspective of one of the arguments in favor of, for example, tariffs, right?
Yep.
Is the infant industry argument, right? So could there be specific sectors, for example, high skilled sectors like telecommunications or stuff biotechnology and stuff like that, in which you could help facilitate the development of these specific industries through the FTT. That's what I was thinking.
Of course, that's certainly possible, but it's not guaranteed. And that's why this is you just have to deal with really specific examples. Multilateral trade deals. Trump increasingly is talking about bilateral trade deals as opposed to multilateral. And a lot of his followers are just like, yeah, Trump says it's good, so that must be good. It must be good because Trump, the big boy, can negotiate directly or whatever. For me, there's no hard and fast rule about, depending on which countries we're talking about, depending on the scope of a particular trade deal, multilateral may be more logical or it may not be. When looking at the supply chains, for example, if you are in a country where your supply chain for the areas that you're looking to do a trade deal around are heavily dependent on 5 other countries, and you want to do a bilateral trade deal with only one of those countries, that's a recipe ripe for creating new problems. So maybe a multilateral deal is more appropriate there. In other cases where there is a more direct competition and it's more an issue of specialization between 2 countries, maybe in that case, it's the bilateral trade deal that you need. My point is, everybody claiming to have the definitive answer on a lot of this stuff is not looking at specific examples typically.
Okay. Well, it's good talking to you, David. Nice calling in for the show. I appreciate the answer.
All right. Appreciate the phone call, Arash. Thank you. Hope to speak to you soon.